Do you have a clear record of how it came to be here?
The second Earl was our collector. He bought it when he was quite a young man and on his grand tour.
Which was when?
1789. We have a letter from his mother. She's just heard about the fall of the Bastille, and her son was on his way through France. She was so desperate to get him home, she sent it by special messenger.
Mothers.
Some things never change.
Lots of things never change.
Tomorrow I can show you some of the other pictures he brought back if you've time before you go.
I have all the time in the world. I should enjoy it very much.
There's coffee in the drawing room.
Thank you. We'll be right in.
Isis, come here, girl.
Every figure shows a different kind of reverence. Some eager, some contemplative, some amazed.
Even the magpie seems to have been struck dumb.
You're very sharp. Umbria was full of magpies, so Della Francesca chose a bird known for its chatter and made it silent in wonder.
How beautiful it is.
I think your picture may be a study for this angel. There are elements common to both. It was painted at the end of his life.
I envy him to have been able to create something like this when death was closing in. I'd love to think that I could still do something that people talk about more than 4 centuries later.
You don't sound very confident.
I doubt they'll remember anything I've done by the time my body's cold.
Well, I'm sure that's not true.
You're not, but I like you for saying it.
Come and look at this one.
I'm afraid I'm taking up far too much of your time.
Not true. I'm enjoying myself.
She keeps being engaged. I wonder if there's a fault on the line.
I'll send a telegram.
I don't know. I probably should go back. I'm in quite the wrong clothes for dinner.
Please. You said yourself she wouldn't mind. And as for your clothes, you'll be the best-looking woman in the Ritz dining room, whatever you're wearing.
Oh, golly. That's cheered me up.
I mean it. I still want to hear what you have to say about it all.
I can't think why I don't know anything.
Nonsense. You have an instinct for the key elements of every picture. They speak to you. I envy that.
Well, I probably shouldn't, but I guess I will. I won't stay out late, though.
Don't worry. You'll be home and safe at the clock strikes 12.
A lot sooner than that, please. I had such a nice evening.
Me too.
I love London. Sometimes I forget how much, but I do. I remember when I first arrived. You don't want to hear about all that.
But I do.
London scared me at first. I'd only been in a schoolroom a few months before, but my mother was eager.
Why especially?
We weren't really in the first rank in Cincinnati, still less when we moved to New York. My father was Jewish and the money was new. But there was a lot of it, and I was pretty. Suppose I can say that now I'm an old lady.
And she thought you'd make a better match this side of the Atlantic.
And suddenly here I was in these vast ballrooms, and all the other girls seemed to know what to do and what to wear and how to flirt.
I bet you were more beautiful than all of them. More original, more real.
I certainly got a lot of names on my dance cards. Listen to me bragging. Please forgive me, I never talk about myself. Why did I say all that?
Because I'm interested.
Well, it's time for me to stop. We're nearly there.
Can't we pretend we're not? And walk around the square again?
The truth is, I am quite lightheaded. Going out for a night on the town seems more my daughter's territory than my own.
You can't know what a good time I had. Please, may we do it again?
I doubt it. But I hear the offer is a compliment. Rosamond, I hope you got my cable. But I've had such
Such a what?
such a nice time. Robert, I didn't know you were coming up to London. You never gave me a clue.
It was meant to be a surprise. I got a table at Claridge's so we could make a night of it.
I am sorry. Should we telephone?
Don't worry. I cancelled everything when we got Mr. Bricker's telegram.
Where's Rosamond?
Upstairs. She gave me your dinner and went to bed.
I'm dreadfully sorry.
So you said.
Wait a minute, I don't see that I've done anything to make you angry.
No? I travelled to London in order to give my wife a treat, only to find she's out dining with another man.
Mr. Bricker wanted to discuss the paintings. Rosamond had said she needed an early night. Why was it so wrong for me to accept his invitation?
Bricker was interested in discussing the pictures with you.
Yes? Is that so difficult to believe?
That an art expert would find your observations on the work of Piero della Francesca impossible to resist. Yes, it is hard to believe.
I'm going to bed.
Cora.
It's quite all right. You said what you think, and you've every right to do so.
You must make haste to reach Dieppe, where you are to seek out a Mr. Avebury. He will arrange for you to be taken aboard a packet and conveyed to safety, but do not delay if you hold your mother dear.
Poor woman. I know how she felt.
As for your collection, Mr. Avebury will do what he can, but I'd rather every canvas or carving were tossed in the sea to your being one extra hour in that unhappy country. I'm glad he didn't take her advice.
He did not. He brought crates and crates over, then went back after the reign of terror to buy more.
You have preserved them safely in this beautiful place.
Glad you think it's beautiful.
I think everything about Downton is beautiful, including its mistress.
You mustn't say such things.
I have to, or I'll burst.
What's burst?
I was just saying that being allowed to touch a painting like this will make me burst.
It's wonderful to show it to someone so appreciative.
Yes. No one can say you're not appreciative, Mr. Bricker.
Did you bring those photographs of Della Francesca's nativity?
I certainly did. We can compare them to the painting tomorrow.
It would be so lovely if it does turn out to be a study for it.
Yes, it would be absolutely lovely.
Mr. Bricker, one more word and I will ask you to sit somewhere else.
He flatters her. He keeps asking her opinion on everything.
Well, don't you ever ask her opinion?
Of course I do. Sometimes.
You've forgotten something.
It's not your maid. I waited till she'd gone.
You must leave. Mr. Bricker, you must leave.
I hope I didn't wake you.
No, not at all, my lord. Miss Baxter's only just come down, so her ladyship will still be awake.
Mr. Bricker, I've asked you twice now. Will you please go?
You said yourself. Who knows when I'll be back?
Mr. Bricker.
Don't pretend, Cora. You know something's happened between us. You know things have changed now. I feel it, and I know you do. When did someone last cherish you? When did someone even listen to you? I've seen you with your family, ignored and passed over.
None of this is any reason.
I'm glad you're still awake. The dinner was over early. It seemed easier to come back. I'm sorry if it's a disappointment.
It isn't. Mr. Bricker was just leaving.
I'm not here at Lady Grantham's invitation.
Then will you please leave at mine?
Robert, let him go.
You can't be surprised. When you chose to ignore a woman like Cora, you must have known not every man would be as blind as you.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop!
Mama? Papa? Is everything all right in there?
So sorry, darling. Father and I just playing a stupid game, and we knocked over a lamp.
Oh, if you're sure.
I'm sure, Puppet. Good night. Sleep tight.
I
think that is my exit too.
Wait. Golly, what a night.
I'll sleep in my dressing room.